And if you do not know me and are just watching me for the first time, I work for a few different ESL companies, and I have for quite a few years now, almost 3 years now. And every once in a while, a new company comes out, and I will check it out and apply for it and basically see how it goes. Well, I've had pretty good luck, and I'm with two companies that I love, VIP Kid and Gogokid. But I have tried some companies that have not worked out very well. And I wanted to do a video today and go over those companies with you because when I was looking for information on them for other people's experiences, could not find anything. So I just wanted to put something out there in case you are researching these companies, just to kind of tell you what my experience has been. So, first of all, if you are anything like me and you are just finding out about teaching online ESL from home to kids in China, I hope at first you were skeptical. I was totally skeptical. I was searching through Facebook 3 years ago and an ad pops up, teach English from home online to kids in China. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. What kind of scam is this? Like horrible. And this was 3 years ago when there weren't as many companies out there as there are now, and there weren't as many YouTubers out there as there are now doing videos about teaching ESL. So I did my research. I checked, I searched YouTube, I searched glassdoor.com to read about the company. I put something out there on my social media and I found other people who were doing this and I talked to them, found out it's not a scam, it is real. You're okay sending your bank information. That's how they pay you and we do get paid. So, but it took a lot to calm my nerves. But I'm glad I did because I did go forward with it and it's been the best thing for me and I've been loving it for the past 2.5 years now. But just to put your fears at ease, it is not a scam. At least the main companies are not a scam. I can tell you for sure, VIP Kid and GoGo Kid are not scams. The other two I'm going to talk about might be a little of a scam. The first company I wanted to talk about today, that was a new company. It came out. I was really excited. I had friends that were really excited. We were hopping on the bandwagon. The thing with ESL online companies is word spreads fast, so fast. So there was this new company coming out last year around November. I heard of it in 2018, November, and they were interviewing thousands of teachers. They were going to hire 1,000 teachers and then they were planning on starting in February of 2019. So this company was called Native. So I applied, I practiced. I mean, I was an ESL teacher for 2 years before this, so I had my systems down. I thought I was pretty good. So the interview came around. Of course, I still prepared because each company has their own thing. So I studied their lesson, which I had some issues with their lesson, but whatever, their curriculum, we won't go into that. So I studied and I signed up for my mock class or my interview. They did it at the same time. They interviewed me. I had a very nice woman who interviewed me, pretended to be a student, and I taught, and then they offered me the job at that point. So the job was, I forgot the exact amounts, honestly. I think they were offering the first 1,000 teachers $25 an hour, and each class would be a half hour. It'd be 12.50 a class, $25 an hour. I think. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And since I was number 101 or whatever, I was going to be offered that. And that would be for the first year of teaching, or maybe the first 6 months. Honestly, it's been so long. But for a specific amount of time, I would get $25 an hour. Now, the thing about Native that was getting everything so excited, a few things. First of all, it was an American company. It was being created by an American man. I think he lived in Utah and he had other businesses before. He created this company. And so our main office was going to be in the United States. So with some of these ESL, well, with all the ESL companies, their main office is usually in China or South Korea or in Asia somewhere, and it takes, 12 hours overnight for you to hear back because of the time difference. So we were all excited. Yay, these They're going to be in Utah and Pacific time zone. If we have any questions, they'll get back to us. And during my interview, the person who interviewed me, and again, she was very lovely. She was very nice doing her job, but she was telling me their goals, the company's goals on how they wanted to do things. And basically, she made it sound like everything we hated from other companies, they were going to do it totally different. Totally different. They were going to treat the teachers better. We would have our choice on the age of child we wanted to teach. Um, we would get paid more. Of the rules would be a little more lax for subbing, or if you couldn't teach a class, or if an emergency came up, something like that. She was saying they really wanted to improve on this online ESL model, right? So I was all on board. I was excited. I interviewed. I got the job. I joined the main Facebook group. I joined immediately. There were some unofficial groups that we joined. Okay, time goes on. Launch is supposed to happen. They're having webinars and they're having guest speakers talk, right? They're having webinars. They're sending out newsletters. They ask the teachers to all write mail cards to prospective students. So they wanted teachers to spend time, spend their money, mail out cards to the head office that they could then give to prospective students. Well, the time comes and guess what? No students. We're all like, what's going on? What's going on? No students. We get the curriculum. We're like, what is this? We weren't a fan of the curriculum. There were no students. And then things started happening on the Facebook group. Now, I wasn't spending a lot of time. Some people were really upset and were spending a lot of time. I never posted on the Facebook group or anything, the main one. But so then people were starting to post mean things, you know what people get, and the owner of the company or whoever was running the Facebook group started blocking people and started deleting posts, like censorship was going on, okay? And that is, whoa, we do not like censorship. And we're thinking this is an American company. We're thinking, well, you're not going to have censorship. But weird things start happening. So other Facebook groups pop up so we can actually talk. And people are throwing out all these theories. They're talking about the owner, they're talking about the platform, blah, blah, blah. Their logo was like a stock picture. I don't know, but it was a mess. And people were mad. So people were taking it out on the company. Whatever. I never really put all my eggs in their basket. I was always like, if it takes off, great. If it doesn't, fine. I didn't waste a lot of time, a lot of effort. I never sent what they wanted it to send. I never even got my portal ready, honestly. So then people are saying that the company's legal department is actually sending cease and desist letters out. And I don't know. I might get one. I have no idea. I don't really care. So anyway, that was Native. I don't know if they are ever going to start again. So we were all supposed to start in February. It is now August. I think someone has taught a few trials. They now say that they are going to teach adults. They haven't gotten any students, kid students, children. So now they're going to start teaching adults. And that's kind of where I'm out. I don't want to teach adults. I've heard crazy stories. I just want to teach kids. So I'm out, but I'm still listening and following the unofficial Facebook groups, and it's just funny hearing people post. Someone will post once in a while, and other people will be like, "Oh, is this company still around? Oh yeah, what happened with them?" So if you're wondering about Native, Naativ, yeah, just don't. I wouldn't suggest getting involved for now. I mean, I'm in August, and I really don't think they're hiring people anyway. I think they are really trying to work on hopefully creating a school, creating a business, or they're shutting down shop. I don't know. I don't know. We're not allowed to talk about it. We're not allowed to talk about it on the main page, and so that throws a red flag up right there, right? Okay, so that was Native. Another company that I interviewed with called Kelly's Education. Now, someone contacted me on Facebook. He friended me on Facebook. Um, And I saw we had some friends in common, so I accepted. I pretty much accept people from my schools, people that I see we have friends in common, I will accept. So I accepted him, and then I think he saw me on YouTube also. He saw my teaching videos, and he asked me if I was interested in working for them for Kelly's education. And he said they also teach children in Russia, which I was excited about because that hour is an hour past the China peak hours. So I was thinking I could add another hour onto the end of my day. And so I was excited about that. And I said to him, I already am booked with my other companies and I love working there. I don't want to leave them. But if I can pick up an extra hour when I teach the children in Russia, I would be interested in that. So then we went back and forth a little bit about pay and anyway, I was asking questions, like simple questions, like rules, like how much you get paid for a student no-show, or how long the class is, what's the platform, what are the rules for this, what happens if there's a teacher no-show, how many cancellations are you allowed, what is the training like, but and he really couldn't answer me. So I figured, okay, he's just finding answers out from someone else, which is fine. He's new, I understand. But these are major questions that anyone should be asking if they're going with a new ESL company or any ESL company. There should be protocols in place and they should be very understandable, right? And so I told him what price I wanted, and he said, well, we can do that, but a lot of it will be based on bonus, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, I'm just going to try it. If I can add another hour of teaching time onto my day, I will do it. So I told him over and over, I am not available during Chinese hours, but that hour after I would be happy to. So I interviewed, and even the interview was a little strange. I'm used to pretending to be a teacher and I would teach a student and then the interviewer would be the student. So I was asking him questions. Will you be a student? How long do I teach? Because they sent me some slides, which didn't even really make sense to teach. And I was asking him, will you pretend to be a student? And he said, yes, but I will not talk. And I was thinking, what? Like his answers just didn't quite make sense. And I said, are we so like I wanted to know what the student at this level was already supposed to know. And I was just asking a lot of specific questions about the interview. And again, he couldn't answer me. So figured, all right, I'm just going to wing it. I'm just going to do my best. I don't really know what they're looking for, but I'll just do what I do. So I did. And as we're doing the interview and I'm doing the mock and I'm teaching, he was not answering me very much. So I was pretending that I was teaching a student that wasn't answering me, so I was getting it to answer, whatever. So afterwards we ended. He said everything was great. He wouldn't really talk about anything else. He didn't tell me anything about the company. He just said he would get back to me. It was all very, very odd. Very odd. And I have to say also, I was on their Facebook page and I saw they had a few teachers there. And I tried messaging, like I did some research. And one of the teachers they had there, I messaged him. I sent him a friend request and I messaged him and I said, hey, how is it working for this company? And I never heard back. And I was questioning him in all these different groups. I'm like, have you heard of this company? Have you heard? No one had. So I figured I would just try it and then I'd be the one to tell people about the company if people wanted to know. So I interviewed, he said I got the job. We went back and forth a little bit with the contract because I just wanted to add a few things in there. My husband's an attorney, so it was very specific. He wanted to make sure I was covered with different things. So whatever. We went back and forth. He accepted the contract. I accepted the contract. And then he says, great. So can you do a training class at, he said something like, it was like 11 o'clock Beijing time. And I was like, no, that is like the middle of my night. And I'm not going to do training then I told you the hours I am available. And so he kept trying to schedule me for training, but it was always during either the middle of the night, my time, or China peak hours, which I am teaching and I am booked and I'm not going to not teach so I could do this training. And then I was asking questions about the training. Is it paid training? No, it's not paid training. Is how long is the training? And he never really gave me an answer. So he said, tell me the days you're available. So I sent him a schedule with times and days I was available and didn't hear anything back. And then maybe 3, 4 weeks later, I heard back and he's like, oh, we need to get you, can you teach a class this time? And it was during the Chinese peak hours. And I said, listen, I told you I'm not available during these hours. That last hour, I would be happy to teach, but I'm not available during these hours. And at first he said, fine, fine. Before I did the interview and everything, I asked him, is that okay if I'm just available after Chinese peak times? He said, oh, yeah, yeah. Nothing. And he asked me, so while he was still trying to get me in for training, he asked me if he could put a picture of me on their Facebook page. I said, sure. And he did. I'm still up there as a teacher. There are a few other people there too, but I've never taught. And I was speaking to a friend, same exact thing happened to her. Exactly. But he offered her more money. I have to tell you that. He did. He offered her more money. But still, she never taught. And then I have another friend who contacted me just a few days ago and asked me about the company. She'd heard about it. She asked me, and I told her what my experience was. So I just wanted to do a video and get it out there because I'm sure they are going through people on Facebook contacting them. I don't even know if they're a real company or not, honestly. I never got a bad feeling from him. And it's not like they were mean, like the people at Native were, but he just never got back to me or he didn't know the answers. And it was basically a big waste of my time, very big waste of my time. And I wouldn't suggest you go through that. So that's where I am now with these companies. Just wanted to put a warning out there if you are looking into Kelly Education, and I believe they changed their name from something else, so who knows, they might change it again. But just stay away. I am loving Gogokid and VIP Kid. VIP Kid is my first. It's my bread and butter. It's how I started out. I've been with them 2 years ago. They have their systems down. I mean, no place is perfect, right? They are my first, and I highly suggest them. I also am with Gogokid, and things have been great with Gogokid, and I suggest them. I don't know if I will go with another company. It really depends on what they offer. Sometimes it's exciting to hop on with a new company and see where they go, but most of the time, honestly, I think they just flop like Native. I think they just put their cart before the horse, and the guy starting it just thought it would be an easy business to start, and it just failed. They say they're still in the process. I don't know. They've been saying the same thing for months now. It's quite honestly become a joke. And this Kelly Education, they will just, I don't know, it just keeps stringing you along, maybe asking you to do trading in the middle of the night for no pay. So anyway, if you have had experience with one of these two companies, I would love to know. Send me a message, put in the comments, let me know one way or the other. I would love to know your experience. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I know I am not wrong with Native. I know I am not. With Kelly Education, I might be totally wrong. But for myself and the few people I've spoken with, have had the same experience and we feel the same way. But if I'm wrong, totally let me know. I am okay with that. So anyway, I hope this was helpful and good luck on your journey. If any of you are watching this and you're not with GoGo Kid and VIP Kid, I would highly suggest interviewing with them. And if you need any help with that, let me know. I have my links down below. Please subscribe to me, and I will do updates on any other great companies that I find that come along or any other ones that I have a bad experience with, honestly. So I will be honest with you. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye bye.